Hey everyone, this is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you. All right, welcome to another episode of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast. I am Charles McKay, aka Charlie the Plug. I have a special co-host tonight, none other than Qiana Davis.
Yes.
This is a very special podcast because we just kind of an emergency podcast.
Emergency.
I don't know. We jumped into this. So welcome those who are watching us live. If you want to make a comment or have a question for our topic and our guests, please join in. Happy Tuesday, everybody. We're coming live out of my home studio in Detroit.
Detroit?
Yes. You're representing Detroit there. I love that sweater, by the way.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Thank you. Nice. Shout out to August Ave for the sweatshirt.
Yes.
Definitely go check her out on social media. That's one of my dearest friends.
Okay. Great. So those who are joining us, please like and share, subscribe, share. We're going to talk about what everybody's kind of been talking about the last couple of days. We had the Super Bowl this past Sunday.
Yes.
I was having Lions blues.
Yeah, and actually,
so I wasn't really into the game.
I was supposed to wear my Lions hat tonight, but I couldn't find it. But you know, in spirit.
Right.
Go Lions.
So I had a little Lions blues, but I did watch the game. But I was really interested in the halftime show because Kendrick Lamar. I'm a hip hop fan. I wouldn't say I'm a hip hop head, but I grew up listening to all styles of hip hop. And I wanted to see this halftime show in light of Kendrick Lamar's here, just come off of winning 5 Grammys.
Yes.
A sweep with Grammys.
Nominated for 7, won for 5.
Nominated for 7, won 5. Of course, if you was living under a rock, there was this big last year beef between 2 iconic rappers.
Kendrick and Drake.
And so this kind of set things up for the halftime show. Mm-hmm. And so I have my guest here, Qiana Davis. She is a native Detroiter. She's also an artist, a thought leader. I call her artist, thought leader, creative. Some people consider her a rebel rouser.
Rebel rouser. She
goes against the grain to get you to think and to kind of evaluate things. And so we brought her here because she's going to help us. I'm like the unk in the room, you know. I may see things and may not understand everything. She's going to help us tonight decode the Kendrick Lamar hidden messages in his performance. So I'm not sure. It's different. I saw different posts, different reactions. Some people thought I was boring. Some people liked it. Some people didn't like it.
So it was garbage. It was trash.
But there was a lot of hidden messages in this performance.
And not so hidden.
Yeah, and not so hidden.
Yeah. And
so our guest is going to break it down. And the reason why I reached out to her because I'm going to share this slide here. If you guys, the audience will see that. She posted about on her Facebook post, on her Facebook page. You can go ahead and follow her. She's got over close to 7,000 followers, so you can add on to that. So on her Facebook, she posted just kind of explaining what was going on. And you can probably see there the different breakdowns. And I just thought it was like a master class on just for those who didn't understand. So since some of y'all didn't get the message or want to spell it out, let me help y'all unpack some of the Easter eggs from Kendrick's halftime show. So I reached out to her, and I thought it'd be great for her to go into detail and break down even further. And definitely, so those who are watching, please ask questions, give your comments, and let's get into it. So I'm going to So do you want me to? How do you want to do this? So I got the actual show queued up now. For just as a disclaimer, this is a commentary video and a critique. So this is all in the preview of fair use. I gotta say that because I don't want no copyright tags.
Yeah, let's not be like great. Let's not get sued.
This is all fair use because we're giving our own commentary and critique. So fair use on what we're about to share. So I got I think the halftime show is the official NFL site through YouTube.
Yeah, and through Apple Music also.
Through Apple Music, yeah.
Yeah.
But we're just giving our critique, so we're not no copyright issues.
No affiliation with NFL or Apple Music.
So how do you want to? How should we get started? Should we start out with the? Let me show a little intro because it started with Samuel Jackson's character. Right. And I thought that was interesting. So let me share my screen here. And pull that up here. Okay, so
the National Football League welcomes you to the Apple Music Super Bowl 59 halftime show.
If you have me hype, else.
Salutation.
Which to help our audience, some people, which song is this from his?
No, this is actually a sneak peek song called Bodies.
A sneak peek song. Okay.
So Kendrick has for those that are Kendrick fans or like really dive into his music, just hip hop music in general. Kendrick has a tendency to preview songs before he drops.
Okay.
So the whole GNX album, he actually sneak peeked it prior to it dropping.
Right.
So that particular song is a song that he's probably going to drop at some point.
So that's the first time everybody's hearing it.
Yes.
Now, how did you know that was?
I research.
Research. That was a drop of a new song.
Yeah, that's a drop. That's a snippet of a new song he has yet to drop. And then the car is a GNX.
The GNX.
Yes, that's an actual car.
Right.
West Coast affiliation.
West Coast. Now everybody's coming out of the car. What does that mean? Am I reading too much?
Clown car.
Just a clown car. A clown car.
There was I don't know what specific source this was, but if you look it up, like some of the behind the scenes moments from the show and how they got prepared for it.
Yeah.
There was a specific either a dealer that found that GNX car because Kendrick actually has one, and they crafted it and like carved it out so that they can turn it into a clown car. So the performers can come out of it in the beginning.
What do you think he was trying to say with the clown car thing?
I don't think it was nothing specific with that. I just think that was like, of course, it's a attention grabbing intro because you're like, where are all these dancers coming from? How are they all coming out the car at the same time simultaneously? I mean, it's a grabbing moment because you're looking at the car, him on the car, the spotlight shining down, and you've seen everybody coming out the car. And it's like, okay, what's getting ready to happen?
Okay, let's go. Let's continue that.
Which actually, I got a really dope picture of that. So that I might even paint.
All right, wait. Let's break that down. So he's saying the revolution is going to be televised. You picked the right time with the wrong guy.
Yeah.
So tell us more about that. What you think he was trying to say?
Right time, but wrong guy because he gonna tell it.
Okay.
What
revolution is he trying to? What do you think he?
Revolution giving the current state of the country.
Okay, because we have the backdrop is the current president, 47, was there.
He was
there. I don't know if he was watching the halftime show.
I don't know because he might want to check the Truth Social, see if he proposed any rants.
So you think he was addressing all that? How does it? I mean, does the NFL kind of have a preview of what he's going to do? I mean, are they
You know what? I don't think that they have like a full scale. They have like production notes. Like any time a performer performs, you're going to have production notes because you have to have a schedule of the show with how it's going to run.
Yeah.
For logistics purposes, of course. I don't think that they necessarily knew exactly what was going to happen, especially now that guys a flag planting on
Right.
stage. For sure, they didn't know about that.
Wait a minute. I didn't see that.
That's because it wasn't something that was immediately shown. They talked about it after the show aired. And
There was a Gaza flag in there.
So the rumor is that it was part of the show, and then there's contradictory reports saying it wasn't part of the show. That somebody just kind of like when one of the dancers went willy nilly and just decided to do that.
Right.
So I don't know which one is true and which one's not, but that was a moment that I highly doubt that the NFL knew was about to happen. Because they said security came and broke it up. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Let's go back up. Let's go back to this. Pull that back up.
Yeah.
There we go. Break that down. Okay. So.
Oh, it's a lot of little layers just in that little.
All right. Yeah. So break this part down. So after they do their intro song, and then there's the
squabble up.
The squabble up. Okay. All right. I'll let you go ahead. You break it down. So tell our audience what was going on.
Squabble up basically is like a call to action.
Okay. Squabble up. Call to action.
Get ready.
Okay.
Squabble up. So, like, I specifically, from my take was that the young ladies and their outfits, like, it reminded me of, like, if anybody's ever seen Squid Games, reminds me of the Squid Games uniforms. You'll see, like, when the rest of the dancers come on stage, the jumpsuits that they're wearing, it's similar to, like, the Squid Game enforcers that enforce the games in the prison yard.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't followed the Squid Game series, so okay.
If you look up Squid Games and see, the more we play the rest of the performance, you'll see the references sprinkled throughout. Because like when Sam was coming out and talking to them to tighten up, talking about this is a game, he's talking about America's game.
America's game.
No, America's game is a few different interpretations for that. You got
what's your interpretation of America?
It's a few. First off, you got football. Football is America's game.
Okay. Dang.
We are at the Super Bowl. This is America's game.
America's game.
America's game also politics.
American games is politics.
We are players in America's game as African Americans, as Black Americans.
Right.
Culturally, and systemically, we have been players in America's game for some time.
Right.
So a lot of times, especially when talking about cultural expression and how we express ourselves, especially on global stages like the Super Bowl, we're expected to be passive and pacify. We can't be too loud. We can't be too expressive. We can't be too black. You too black.
We say he used the word ghetto.
You too ghetto.
You too ghetto. What is that? What do you mean? I know. I kind of have an idea.
Yeah, I mean, everybody got a different interpretation of ghetto. I mean, ghetto is not just a place.
Yeah, it's
a state of mind.
State of mind.
I mean, it started as a place, but it never started with us, though.
Right. I know.
Ghetto started in Europe.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
White Americans were in fresh off the boat. Were in ghettos.
Exactly. Okay. Wow, man. So American
people. I guess some people are not ready to hear that because they jumped off. Like 5, 6 people, and they're like, "Oh shoot!"
Oh, well, you'll see people jump off and on.
Oh yeah, I know. But the two faithfuls that's still here.
Well, it'll go back because what happens? Actually, more people will watch the replay. But if you're alive and you have a comment or
please chime in.
Please chime in the chat. I'll try to recognize.
Especially when Charles asked about what's your thoughts on certain things. So I want y'all to break down what the ghetto is.
Now, I like that the game was the football game, the political game, and just.
Yeah.
And then
just the game we played being members of society here in America.
And then squabble up meaning wait, you said something about the squabble up. I think that's important.
I think it's me personally, I interpret it as a rally cry.
A rally cry.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get back. Anything else that you didn't cover in that little intro to this next part of this show?
No, that's
okay. So let's go back. Let's go back to
we tell them tighten up. So now
he's
about to switch it up a little bit, as you'll see in a second.
I'm gonna stop there because I noticed that they're forming like a flag.
Yes.
So what's the whole flag formation on there?
America. Well, I know we pulled up a specific picture that people probably have seen at this point.
Right.
Obviously, the red, white, and blue.
You want me to pull up that picture?
Yeah, sure. Show the picture for those that haven't seen it yet. It's a very powerful picture because after the fact, when I posted what I posted, I talked about how, through the color formation, obviously they're forming the flag. The whites are the stars. and how Kendrick is the center star in the middle, surrounded by a sea of red, white, and blue. But it also, you can interpret that as, the fact that America was built on the backs of African Americans, in our, slavery and our history. So you also can interpret it as that America was literally built on our backs. Blood of our ancestors, as they say, built this country.
Okay.
Because a powerful picture.
All right, let's get back to. All right, so let's get back to the video. Okay, so let me.
Let me get back to. Got a groove in between my Kendrick's jeans.
Okay, so he chose to wear like some bell-bottom jeans.
Bell bottoms, flares. I mean, it's so many different names for him, but it's so pronounced on him because he's short. I mean, the man 5'5", so.
Right. Okay.
Those jeans actually were originated by, of course, if you interpret as bell bottoms in the 60s, but that specific cut is from Celine.
Okay.
So a high-end designer, Celine, they go for $1,200.
Okay.
So anybody that's looking for them jeans, they do kind of fit in the right places. I mean, okay.
I noticed when he moved around, you could see more of the staging.
Yeah.
Tell us about. I mean, I kind of had an idea what it was, but tell us, our audience, about the stage.
The stage is literally a game controller.
A game controller.
Every single reference you're going to see, especially if you pay attention to like logistically the stage setup, the visuals with the stage, when they do the overhead shots, you can see game symbols for anybody that's a game head, or you had kids to play games,
right.
Or if you ever played tic-tac-toe, or you played for PlayStation.
Right.
Those are all game symbols. So those triangles, the circles, the X's, and all that is, again, the game reference.
Right.
Playing in America's game.
Okay. All right. So I want to recognize a viewer says, "Let's go." That's Cookie Connoisseur. So thank you.
What's up, Cookie?
For supporting independent media and joining this podcast. Thank you for your support. All right. So, all right, let's get back into it. I think we don't even know if we're halfway there into the performance.
I don't know.
No.
One life.
Now, wait a minute. Now, what's the scorekeeper? What's that all about? You duck one life.
Okay, because there, as you know, there's a going back and forth between Sam and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Again, we go back to
the game.
The game. So he's not playing the game in the way that he's supposed to be playing the game.
Okay.
So when he dropped Humble and did perform Loyalty, that was him playing the game. These are the safe songs, the safe version that you want me to put out here to pacify America, to pacify, those that view us in a certain light. Because we have to, again, we got to be humble. We can't be too loud. We can't be too boastful. We can't be too ghetto. We can't be too pro-black.
Right.
That's uncomfortable.
That makes people
for me.
Right.
That's racist, as they say.
To be our authentic self.
To be our authentic selves,
So we got to tone it down.
We got to tone it down at all times.
So when he said deduct the point, he crossed the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which song did he cross the line in that performance?
It wasn't more so a song than what he just had up there. Like that reference just now with when he's talking about his homeboys.
Yeah. That's
him showing his West Coast roots.
Right.
Kendrick's from Compton.
Right. Well, he did reference your homeboys, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's too.
Again, it's too loud.
It's too loud.
It's too ghetto.
And he had a point deducted.
Got a point deducted.
What is Uncle Sam? Who is he keeping the score? Who's keeping the score?
It's to keep you in line.
Keep you in line.
Yeah, keep you in line. This safe.
Is there like characters of a black Uncle Sam that keeps other blacks in line?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, now if you want to talk about the Uncle Ruckuses of the world,
okay,
the Django's, Sam's character on the Django, then yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it. Okay. I thought that was he jumped in and said point deducted.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious. Okay.
Your
All right.
homeboys. It's about your homeboys up there.
Okay, what happened at this part?
No, there was, I don't know if any of the viewers shared this sentiment, but when I was watching, I didn't really have any problems with audio. They were saying that her mic was off and
Okay.
that you can barely hear her singing.
Okay.
But I think that's probably more of a broadcast issue because, these broadcasts can be very glitchy.
Did we miss any messages when they transitioned to SZA?
So pretty much that X
Right.
was like a containment unit.
Right.
Again, going back to being players in the game,
Right.
but also like I contributed to being like
Prison.
like prisoners
Okay.
in the containment unit.
Okay.
And then him again happened to be contrite
Right.
and put on a performance.
Right. Wow.
But SZA though, she, they don't go on tour, so
Right.
a lot of people had issue with her being up there and saying him slowing down the performance. But again, him slowing down the performance and not trying to be controversial
Right.
to appease.
Right.
So that's why he did the switch up with the flow. I mean, when I first watched it, I'll be totally honest, I thought it slowed it down a little too much.
Right. Right.
But then when I went back and watched it again, I realized, again, Kendrick don't do anything that's not intentional. Every single moment in this halftime performance, every single stage setup, costuming, everything was with intention.
With intention, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's go back to that thing. Uncle Sam, that's the character.
Yeah.
He said when they slowed it up with SZA in that song, he said, now that's what America wants.
Yeah.
Nice and calm.
Nice and calm.
Okay.
No.
Your thoughts on that?
Keep pacifying us. Let's entertain, as we say. Let's entertain. We don't want that. No history lessons.
No history lessons.
No social messaging.
No social messaging.
Yeah.
Now, then he like says, "Don't mess this up."
Yeah. So again, say you can't. Don't leak out your authentic self. Don't say what you want to say. You got to play the game.
Yeah. Do you think people realize that different groups, whether it's black or different minority groups in America, code switch, or they think that this is one culture, or they don't understand there may be subculture?
I don't think they understand about the subcultures. Now there are some. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule, but most black people have code switched at some point.
Yeah.
When you're talking about going between environments from your surroundings, being in neighborhoods or
right.
the ghetto, as we say, to corporate America,
right,
or just being around other nationalities where you're not necessarily comfortable being your authentic self,
right,
or you're misunderstood or criticized for being your authentic self because there's that cultural divide,
right,
that leads to misunderstandings.
Right, right.
So you're expected to behave in a particular way that makes others comfortable.
More comfortable, yeah. Yeah, I code switch all the time.
Yeah.
Like my day job, I got my day job voice, my walk, my smile. If I'm in certain areas in the neighborhood and around Detroit, I walk a little different with a little bounce.
Yeah.
If I stop at a neighborhood gas station, my voice is loud. Like, yeah, give me 20 on pump one.
Yeah.
I'm doing it's intentional because I'm letting people know, like, I'm from around here, and I even walk. Now when I'm out, maybe in the different communities, I tone it down. Like, hey, you mind if you give me $20 on pump? I tone it down.
Especially
because I don't want to be perceived as
threatening.
As threatening. So I disarm and code switch.
Especially as a black man in general, that is the automatic thought. Is that you're a threat.
Yeah, you're a threat. Yeah.
No matter if you're just existing.
You're just going into the store.
You automatically a threat.
You automatically. You gotta show that you're not a threat.
Yeah. For
them to feel safe. And and Uncle Sam said, don't mess with that. We got Serena Williams. Everybody may not know what's going on with.
I honestly forgot that her and Drake even used to be a thing.
Okay.
That was so long ago. But that was just the icing on the cake. It really wasn't about Drake, actually.
What's your interpretation of it?
Well, from what she even said and what people have been talking about, there was a time when, for one, to those that don't know or remember, Serena and Venus grew up in Compton.
Yes.
They're Compton natives. So
Yes.
to me, that was more so her celebrating her Compton roots than anything. But also, that was her rebelling for the fact that she used to celebrate. That was her celebratory dance when she won her matches.
Right.
And she did that at the Wimbledon back in 2012, and they fined her.
She got fined for doing it,
Yep.
walking.
Yep.
So that's through that theme we're talking about. We got to kind of
You doing
code switch.
You doing too much.
Yeah, we got to tone our.
You got to tone it down.
Tone our authentic self down.
You're on the global stage,
and it makes other people uncomfortable.
Why
Why do you think people get uncomfortable when we let out our authentic self?
I think because it's like a multiple layered. It's a multiple layered answer because it depends upon who you're talking to generationally. For those that are old enough to remember, guilt is part of it. Guilt is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it just may not be an understanding because a lot of times people can't place themselves in other shoes. So because you can't place yourself in somebody else's shoes, you don't really get the deeper meaning
mm-hmm.
because you can't see it from that person's lens, or you refuse to see it from that person's lens as to why, it's important for them to celebrate and be who they are. Just like with our history, just this month alone, being told that it's a problem celebrating Black history. It's every time you see Black History Month, anything, you always see some backlash or negativity when we just post about contributions that we made to this company, inventions that we made
to this,
to this country that we enjoy to this day. It's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you so uncomfortable? Why are you so threatened? And I think another layer to that is the fear of being erased. I feel like a lot of times, especially other cultures, but specifically white culture, mm-hmm. they feel like they're being eradicated because they're no longer the minority.
Mm-hmm.
So to basically
shift the majority.
They're no longer the majority, I should say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So to shift the focus back onto them and to make them once again feel safe, feel comfortable, there has to be that code switch. There has to be that shift in focus.
Right.
So that they can feel a certain type of way. But unfortunately, it's to our detriment and putting us down and making it seem like we're the inferior ones.
Right.
But that's been a historical thing. This is nothing new.
Yeah. Man, I didn't. I thought I heard some commentary about Serena Williams, and I didn't know that she got fined for celebrating.
Yeah, she got 2012 Wimbledon. If you look it up,
you
can actually see there's pictures of her.
And she got fined.
For
celebrating.
Now the other thing
but she's from Compton.
She's from Compton.
Yeah.
The other thing I didn't know that I just learned about is I forgot that they had an older sister, and she actually was killed by a Crip.
Wow.
So there's some backlash for her celebrating just for
right.
That specific incident that happened where her sister was murdered.
Yeah.
But to me, it's more so her rebelling and taking back her authenticity.
So it was bigger than Drake. It was more so.
It wasn't really about Drake. I mean, it's just funny that it happened to be. It's funny that it happens to be.
They actually dated, but
that they dated. That's the history, and then she came up with that song.
The Drake angle. It was like. Well, I didn't think about, but she said the Wimbledon thing.
But Kenny is petty. That's why.
Yeah.
Kenny is the king of petty. Him and 50 Cent.
Right.
King of petty.
Yeah. So he does, in his songs and everything, he does everything's intentional. He has double, triple meanings, double, triple entendres.
Yeah, nothing else.
So it's going to be about Drake, plus also the Wimbledon. And
he gonna keep sticking it to Drake. He's gonna keep twisting the knife. It's in there.
Just man. He's had enough. He's had enough. Okay, that's almost done here, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you for those who are watching us live. If you have a comment, question for our guests,
there's actually one thing I want to highlight before we wrap it up, though.
Yeah.
So
you want to do it now, or as we
play a little bit more? But one thing I think is really important to talk about and highlight as far as commentary. So a lot of the comments I've been seeing were talking about the importance of his performance. For one, he just made history being the only solo rapper to perform a halftime show.
Right.
That in itself should be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Regardless if you liked the performance or not, you thought it was too slow, you thought it was boring. anytime we make history in a positive way, should be acknowledged.
Yes, yes.
That's first and foremost. Two, I think that me and you were talking about this off camera about how a lot of times, like now, we're so conditioned to want to escape daily life and what's going on in the world and turn a blind eye or stick our heads in the sand that we confuse entertainment as a means to escape. Like, yes, it's okay to be entertained. Yes, it's okay to listen to music as a form of getting away, as a form of celebrating, or any of those things. But historically, music has never been just about entertainment. Music has always been expression and always been a form of protest.
Yes.
And making a statement.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
There's something you wanted to talk about with that too?
Yes.
So Kendrick is not the first. He will not be the last. I mean, we come from a long list of ancestors that's long gone and current artists that are currently here. I mean, you're talking about Prince. You're talking about Michael. You're talking about Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder. We can go down the full line of artists that have always used their music to make a statement, to stand against injustice, and yes, make it political. So why is it a problem when Kendrick does it?
Hey, I think that's a great analysis right there.
I don't know. Maybe we should pose that question. Maybe that should be the question that's posed.
Yeah, game over. All right.
Game over. This is not a game, but this really is a game.
So overall thoughts. I know that I don't know. You touched on everything in your post, didn't you?
I mean, I did for the most part. Again,
I know let me pull that slide up here. I don't know if everybody can see. This was the original post on your Facebook.
Yeah.
Shared about almost close to 600 times, I think.
566 at this point. I just woke up one day and it was going viral.
I'm Oh yeah, you talked about talk about the dancers in red, white, and blue.
We talked about that already.
Okay,
that was the American flag.
American flag.
Yeah.
Stage setup, game controller like X. Okay. Containment.
I mean,
censorship. Yeah, we covered everything.
We pretty much covered everything. But one thing I do want to drive home, is that this performance was bigger than a beef.
Okay.
A lot of people tried to reduce it down to the beef between him and Drake.
Right.
This was not about a beef. This was a wake-up call. This is a message. Now, you can dismiss it and say, oh, y'all thinking too deep into it. It's not that serious. I'm not hating. I just don't like it. And all that's good.
Right.
All that's good. That still don't take away from the overall message.
Okay.
The overall message being that there is a cultural divide in this country. We witness it every time we have topics like this.
Okay.
The divide between opinions, between people that are happy being, as they say, asleep. And that's not shade to call anybody a sheep or anything like that. Again, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be entertained. Expecting entertainment from an artist that's socially conscious that purposely uses their music and platform to wake people up, to talk about social issues like injustices and cultural divides. That's where the problem comes in at. You can't expect somebody like Kendrick to do mindless entertainment. That's not his MO. Again, we talked about authenticity and we're not being authentic to himself as an artist and as an individual, if that's your expectation. So maybe you should get somebody else to do it.
All right. I want to thank you for just spending this hour kind of going through the halftime show, breaking down the music and the hidden messages, and then just the lessons learned.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that helped me to even appreciate the halftime show even more.
You know what? I will say this. So I never really set out to create a breakdown. I was actually in a group. Yes, I like football. I'm a football fan. So I'm in a group called Black Women Love Football on Facebook. And some of the topics that were in the group there were some people talking about the halftime performance like everybody else has been. And one of the women in the group had an interesting breakdown. And so I started seeing people asking the same questions. So I just made breakdown of my own. And like I said, when I woke up the next day, it was going viral. So I do like the fact that we're having discussions like this and that we do have these breakdowns in these discussions, because whether you got it or not, whether I got it or not, you do have people that really don't understand, or they don't care to understand. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes it takes somebody having a breakdown or having these type of discussions to get people thinking in a different way. Right. If we never have these discussions, the goalpost never moves. You know, there are never shifts. There are never changes. We don't have change sparked by turning a blind eye and staying silent.
Yeah. And I want to thank you again, a segue to some of the work you're doing now, because you consider yourself in the spirit of Kendrick in terms of your art expression. Yes. Having you try to deal with social conscious things, and you do that in your art. So tell our audience, give you a chance to big up yourself and tell us about some of your current work and where we can see your work. I know some people, they may be viewing outside of Metro Detroit. Yes. But you got some projects going on. So share.
If you are in Detroit, I actually just have been a part of 2 art exhibits for Black History Month. One is still currently active, if you're familiar with the Detroit Repertory Theater. But if you're not, let me school you a little bit, because I just learned a little something myself. So the Detroit Repertory Theater is one of the oldest theaters, and I think it's the only like private theater where like performers locally and around Metro Detroit can perform professionally. And it's in the hood. It's on Woodrow Wilson. It's been around since the 50s. Mm-hmm. And so every quarter they have different productions. Like right now they're doing Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Mm-hmm. It is sold out. But I was privy to be a part of that show in the spirit of Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. If you're not familiar with that, definitely look that up. That is one of the most historic, most well-performed plays, most performed plays of August Wilson, a famous Black playwright. And that is actually one of the last movies that Chadwick Boseman was in before he transitioned, that Viola Davis and Denzel Washington produced. So that is currently in production right now at the theater through March 2nd. And there's a show in correspondence to that I was invited to participate in. So you actually can go to the theater on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you will see my work on the wall through March 2nd.
Through March 2nd. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But there's a lot of exhibits going around, not even just for Black History Month, but of course we're in Black History Month. So that's
what else you got going
primarily
on?
You're gonna see. I'm in the booth, as
You're
they
in the booth
say.
Working. Okay.
I'm not, on a mic. I'm not a singer or anything. People like to ask me, am I a singer?
Make sure you follow on Facebook.
Yes, follow me on Facebook, Qiana M. Davis. I will be posting more.
Are you on the gram too?
I'm on the gram at Qiana M. So spell it out for you, Qiana, M as in Mary on Instagram, and then Qiana M Davis on Facebook. I will be posting more exhibits because I am in the booth behind the scenes working on some paintings.
All right. Okay. Well, thanks again. Make sure those who are watching the replay, you follow her on Facebook, Instagram. She's a beautiful artist, not beautiful person, beautiful artist.
Thank you.
Her artwork is being displayed until you said March the 2nd.
March 2nd at the Detroit Repertory.
So when you go to the play
in Detroit,
it's in the foyer. What exactly is the?
It's in the foyer.
How many pieces you got?
It's 2 pieces on the wall right now, and they're both inspired by Ma Rainey Black Bottom.
Yes, that is awesome. Well, thanks again.
Thank you for reaching out. And
we got to do this again.
Telling me to come up here.
Yeah, I saw your post and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just come into the home studio and bring it. I can see people is joining us live, so I know that
give me a home studio. Yeah, have you come jump on a conversation.
I can help you set that up. Well, thanks again for those who watch this live podcast. Please share, like, subscribe, leave comments. Let the algorithm know that content like this is valued, and this helps me to reach more people and bring like-minded people on a platform to talk about positive contributions here in our city and have these enlightening conversations. All right. So I'll see you Monday. I got next new guest. My mind went blank. Our guest on Monday is Gail Perry Mason. Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
The financial guru here in.
definitely got to know who Gail Perry Mason is.
Yes,
Y'all need to tune in.
Yes,
she is definitely a change maker here in Detroit.
Yes. All right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see you next time.
Good night. Good night.
Hey everyone, this is Charlie the Plug, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, powered by Empower You Ventures. Don't forget to subscribe so you too can be a part of the biggest empowerment network on YouTube and Facebook. We bring you weekly interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship, community involvement, also reaction to business news and community news. This does not happen without your support. Thank you.